Coming at you live from, not DNHQ and not DNHQ. We're coming at you live from a couple different spots, and this is a Blue Heaven NLCS pregame show. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me on the internet as Real FRG, and I will say before Brooke comes on and does words that we probably have some gnarly lag. We definitely have some lag on the Brooke side. Be patient with us. This one's going to be a little rough, a little janky, but it tits what it tits. Brooke, who are you?
Tits what it tits. This is good to do it. Guys, we appreciate you for being here with us. It gets hard doing the pre-games everywhere that we go, so we appreciate y'all. Nonetheless, guys, my name is Brooke. You can find me 3 on Twitter and Instagram. On today's show, we're talking the NLCS Game 1 between your Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves. We also, Clint, we survived the winner go home game.
I loves me a winner go home game. But yeah, we're previewing this NLCS. We're taking a look at breaking down the roster that dropped today, starting lineups, pitching matchups, all that stuff, and a whole lot more. So keep it tuned. And again, sorry, this is gonna be a bit of a rough one here, gang. But we do want to tell you before we get into the show, go download our app. The Dodgers Nation official fan app just got an update, and Gary is very happy about it. We finally have the AR. You can augment reality yourself into Dodger Stadium at different points. So check it out if you haven't seen that mural and you want to see it all by yourself. The 2 murals at Dodger Stadium. You can. I don't know why I'm still gesturing to the camera. They can't see me. But if you want to see the 2 murals at Dodger Stadium, you can go check that out. You can dive right in. Have you ever wanted to stand at home plate? Well, you can if you download the app. And right now we're giving away for each game of this NLCS a $100 gift card, Amazon gift card for whoever gets the most predictions correct on the Pick'em game that is on the app. So check it out under the Games tab. If you have the app already and you don't see any of those things, update your app and then go have some fun. And then at Mr. Gary Lee on Twitter and tell him how much you like the app. We're also a podcast. Find us on iTunes, Spotify, all those spots your podcasts live. Subscribe to YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. We'll be here all postseason long. Doug will be here all postseason long. And, Brooke, why don't you go ahead and dive into a couple comments you see?
Yeah, definitely got to do that. There's a lot of people in the chat. Guys, don't forget this is a live stream. We do this every single postseason game before. Doug does it always after. We're always here. So make sure you drop it in the comments. Let us know we're repping Dodgers Nation tonight. Ryan Moore on YouTube says, let's take it to him in the ATL. I always have weird playing at Atlanta. I don't know why. Santiago, if you're nasty, says, let's go. Alfonso checking in over on Facebook says, let's go Dodgers. And Jim Ever the Optimist says, hey, we beat the Giants. And that felt good.
It felt very delicious to beat the Giants. As it should be. That's just the way the things were made to be. Find more comments. I'm trying to get comments another way because this thing's giving me trouble.
Hamilton over on Facebook says, pregame with the pregame. Cheers. King Yellowman on YouTube says, breaking news, Jocktoberfest has been canceled. That's something that we've talked about. I'll have a nice little, very, very shoddily thrown together article on DodgerNation.com about how to handle Jock and what we should be doing. Because guess what, guys? Jock hits lefties now, so that's not the answer. Ricky Bobby Trujillo over on Facebook says, good to see you guys, even if it's casting couch-esque. We get the job done, whatever way it takes. We're going to do it.
I considered, since I have my own Brittany mic right now, I considered opening the show in Doug form and going like, what's going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Doug McCain, but all right, so Brooke's not feeling all that well right now. He ate some bad chicken, but I will do the pregame shot, the pre-show shot here with you guys in show because it's working, and sorry for going out the bottle. And in true Blue Heaven fashion, I dribbled a little bit.
Did you spill? Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a true Blue Heaven Show podcast without a little bit of spilled bourbon, whiskey, whatever it takes. That's what we do. That's the good luck charm. That's what won us Game 5. We won't talk about the losses.
All right, let's look back before we look forward, before we look ahead at this game and the series. Game 5 notes. look, the opener worked. The team didn't hold anything back. I hope a lot of people feel better about the opener now that we've seen it in action and it worked. Um, However, the
Yeah.
Dodgers still proving they are struggling against gooder pitching, as they say in the business. Really, really focusing in. The Turner boys continue to struggle. JT and Trey not having a good series. I think JT, the numbers I see, he hit only 50, 0.050 in that series. But
Oof.
I'm going to go
Oof.
ahead, since it's my birthday this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and be nice to myself. I'm going to give myself the
Okay.
credit due for calling it another pick to click. I am, 6 for 6 this postseason in calling my picks to
It's
click.
pretty good.
Hey, if he gets a hit by pitch and scores the game winning run, that's being a difference maker. Just that simple.
You're right. You could chalk that one up as a win. I didn't have a pick to click, so that means I won. I think that means I'm the best. That means I have to carry on the tradition, right? I don't get to have a pick to click
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
I think
You're
that's what
out.
that means.
You're
Yeah. I'm 2-0. 2-0 and
you've
non-picking.
been benched for sure. I just
It's
adjusted my
fine.
mic, so I'm not. I have to have my screen closed to do this, right? So if anything is wrong, I need you guys to let me know. I can't even watch the damn stream right now, or else my computer's going to be real wonky. But the NLCS Game 1, it's here. How are your nerves doing? How are your anxiety levels? Where are you at right now, my guy? Because that's usually, I think, your gut instinct. I don't know. I don't know. That one's gone. Like, you're always anxious and nervous.
Uh, yeah, I'm pretty anxious and nervous guy overall, I would say. I feel good about this series. I feel good, obviously, going into game one, even though we're going bullpen game on game one. Not the way you want to start necessarily, but on the flip side of that, maybe it messes with the Braves offense a little bit, gets them a little bit out of whack. And you gotta like the way things line up with pitching. So I feel good about where we're at. Feel good about the fact that, the Braves don't have as good of pitching as they did last year, arguably talent-wise on the roster, but they do have some guys that are performing really well. I don't know. I feel good about
Hmm.
it being game one. I don't necessarily know that we win tonight, but I do feel good about the series overall. I still think it's
Oh,
Dodgers in
Dodgers in
five.
5. It's a rematch of the bubble NLCS last year. Of course, the teams have a lot of remaining parts, a lot of different parts. New faces, old faces, and new places when it comes to Jock. Scherzer, obviously a Dodger and all that. This is the thing that frustrates me. I would say a little bit about the way the schedule is set up and the way the postseason rankings or seeding and all that is set up. It's like one of the I think it's Bill Plaschke. He's trying to get the narrative of an article of like the letdown of coming off a series that we just had with the Giants and all the media, all the freak out, and that being the short series, that even not being the important series in the NLDS, and now coming here and getting that kind of the
Right.
vibe letdown, the whatever the hell it may be. I don't think the Dodgers are going to have that so much. I think they still know, like I talked about in Thursday's pregame show. The Dodgers have still a lot of pressure on them. They need to keep winning. They're expected to win a World Series at the very minimum, make it to a World Series. So they can't come out here and you know they can't waltz. Expect to waltz through this series. This is game one. You got to treat it with urgency.
Right.
You got back-to-back starts at a Corey Knebel right now. I like it. I'm not opposed to it. The Catman is likely gonna finally get into a ball game. Once again, going on now just over 2 weeks in between appearances, and we saw what that did to Anthony Gonsolin last year in the postseason. How are you feeling about Tony Smokes
Right.
here getting his first game action?
He's they've just treated him so oddly, and I don't know how much of it has to do with it. Shoulder, obviously, that landed him on the IL and got him a late start to the year and all that. So I don't know how much it has to do with that and wanting to be careful with that. I don't know. I mean, I feel good about Tony overall. Like, I mean, as a pitcher, long term, I think he's going to be very successful. But I think the way that they're handling him in this postseason, they're doing that they did last year, where they're not quite setting him up for success again. And I think they're kind of screwing him a little bit. So I don't love that for him. Not exactly the best year. A lot of the peripherals were pretty bad. You look at the walk rate and all of his control issues that plagued him throughout the course of the year when he was healthy. Um, but it's still Tony Gonsolin at the end of the day. He can still hit too, which I feel good about.
He does. He does swing a mighty stick here in this final NLCS, most likely with pitchers hitting. Dave today in the pregame said, it looks like he hopes Tony has 65, 70 pitches in the tank. You can't expect Corey to go more than one. If he's really cruising, he's going to go two.
Right.
Notably, as I kind of bounce around here as we do this sort of jankified, I think the worst thing about this series is the fact that there are two scheduled 2 p.m. games for some ungodly reason. I really thought that was going to elicit more reaction. Maybe I just missed the reaction, but Tuesday and Tuesday and Saturday, if necessary, we'll get that 2 p.m. start, which is, well, I wouldn't have done it that way for.
I like how every postseason it seems like there's always one of those midweek afternoon games for some god awful reason. And this year, obviously, the division series with the Giants and the Dodgers, and I think they were like, all right, we can't put any of those games in the afternoon. Those are going to be where all the ratings are. Put them all prime time, good times for everybody across the country. But now you get the championship series game that's starting in the afternoon on a weekday in LA, which is just like, beautiful. Thank you guys for doing that again. I don't think MLB necessarily knows what they're doing at all times, but it is a potential clinch day for the ALCS, so it makes sense that day, I guess. It's weird.
Just throwing it out here now, depending on how we're looking and how we're living, maybe we should go to that Tuesday game. Gary.
Oh yeah, I think we should probably go to that Tuesday game. It's Tuesday. It's gonna be 2 p.m. We'll get sunburnt and drunk, and
we'll be professional.
Drink water.
Somebody drop $1 million super chat if you want us to go to the game on Wednesday. Digging into the comments a little bit right here. Saying Hamilton says the playoffs are built to screw the wild card team over. Yeah. Usually in these scenarios, it would be very much flipped. The 106 win team would not be the wild card team. The 88 win team, like the Braves, would be the wild card. But that's just kind of where we're at with this one. Ari on YouTube says change the format so better team has home field advantage. That's another thing. We talked a little bit about it, I think, in the last one, but not looking ahead too much. The idea that the home field advantage goes to the division winner instead of the team with the best record in this round. Probably another thing that needs to be addressed with this upcoming offseason of many a thing they're going to be talking about.
I get it in the division series. I mean, win your division, have a best record, whatever it might be. I get it in that sense, but it's just weird to carry it over to the championship series and be like, well, you didn't win your division. It's like, well, I beat the team that won their division, so shouldn't I just have my home field advantage? I have the best record. What is this crap? There's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about for the playoff restructuring next year.
Let's see. Jim over on Facebook says best teams usually win in a 7-game series. Look at the NBA for sure. In this case, you have the best team without the home field advantage. I don't think that affects the Dodgers that much. We've seen series of recent vintage where fans didn't really travel out to Atlanta. I would not be surprised to see a strong contingent of Dodger fans out there in Atlanta cheering like we show out everywhere we go. Jonathan Collins on YouTube says the mustache is disturbing. Somebody else, Roach, said that you look paler in this background. So once again,
thank you.
Rent free amongst.
Hey Jonathan, your mom looks disturbing.
Man. Oh, I miss my button.
I hope your mom is alive.
We love your mom. Eddie Hirsch on YouTube says very disappointing that Max Scherzer can't start today. What are your thoughts on the bullpen game over a short rest Max Scherzer?
I mean, that's one of those things that we've talked about for a little bit where it's like we're going to have bullpen games. People are going to complain about bullpen games, but you look back at it, and we've been successful. very successful throughout the course of the year when we've had to throw bullpen games. And a lot of them were done out of necessity because at times we had 2 or 3 healthy starting pitchers.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the way it's set up, obviously Scherzer comes in and throws, what does he throw? 110 pitches on Monday, and then 15 pitches on Thursday to shut it down. 13 pitches. So, a light bullpen session, but he's going full intensity. So there's something to that as well. I don't think that you need to force the issue, especially when Scherzer hasn't exactly been himself for the past 3+ starts, arguably. So, I don't mind it. Get everybody back on normal rest. Give them their normal days. Again, the way it lines up after the bullpen, it's hard to not feel good about.
Ideally, you want your guys. You want your ace going. One of your 3 aces going in this game. One of your 4 with the healthy Clayton Kershaw. Unfortunately, we don't have a healthy Clayton Kershaw, but that's where you get deeper into the postseason when you have to play that extra wild card game. That's where that huge importance of Clayton Kershaw was going to come into play. But to me, it's the right call to not throw a, I wouldn't say handicapped, but a not full strength Max Scherzer out there. He said, before the game today, he had mentioned, I could probably go out there, go as long as I can, as hard as I can, or wait a day and I can give you a full start. Same thing we talked about in Game 5. This Dodger team has had an incredible amount of success going with the opener system, and they have the bodies in place. The biggest X factor here is just going to be what you can get out of Tony. Tony's got to go 3. He's got to go 4. He's got to go 6, something like that. We got to see. Got to see some length out of him, and hopefully, quality innings, not just you're not saving the bullpen for tomorrow anymore. This is about keeping your team in the game.
Right.
The Dodger bullpen, Dodger pitching staff has been lights out all postseason long. Notably, there were some changes to the roster as, again, we bounce around here. David Price is off. NBD, to be honest. I would imagine that just being a harder conversation than harder to process logically.
Right.
Also off is Billy McKinney, to which we celebrate. We pour out a little bit for the gods right there, but I already dribbled, so that's enough of a pour. Evan Phillips. We knew Justin Brule was going to make the roster. Evan Phillips surprisingly makes the roster. Did you see during the celebration where I think it was Phillips trying to go in for a hug or trying to look at Max Scherzer, and he just completely dissed him?
Right. He's like, no. Were you okay? Well, the Evan Phillips move was an obvious surprise, so that's one that we can all. I don't think anybody was expecting the Evan Phillips one. We've talked about Brule being added in, and we're surprised he wasn't on the DS roster, considering that David Price was and didn't do anything. So that was odd. But Steven Souza Jr. just continuing to make playoff rosters, man. The dude is just absolutely surviving. He's taking advantage of a circumstance, obviously, but just the fact that this dude just keeps finding his way on a playoff roster is wild.
I think he's this year's Kike for them now. He's that good vibes banana guy in the locker room, so he's not unconscious on a different planet like Enrique is right now, but be that as it may, we'll worry about Boston if we meet up with Boston at some future point in time. One series focal point I had to do before we look at the Braves matchup side, look in the lineup and get your guys' picks to click and call your shots and all that kind of stuff. The defense, plainly, for the Los Angeles Dodgers needs to do better. They are not playing a clean, good, pretty championship-worthy, championship level of defense all postseason long. But, when JT booted that ball in the 9th inning, you just immediately your heart starts pounding, and I don't think I was having a heart attack, but I did not feel good about an awkward boot there. But we've seen a couple of strange plays out of Seager. Funny enough, the outfield has been locked in, but the infield has not looked all that good, save for Trey Turner all of a sudden playing a fairly good plus second base, and Will Smith, possibly the best catcher left in the postseason right now.
Yeah, you look at the defense around the field, and obviously, there's some guys playing out of position. It's going to happen. You got Gavin Lux running around the outfield, but he looks good. He's getting good reads off the bat. He's fast as hell. you brought up Corey before Game 5, and Corey made his plays, but he's also throughout the course of that division series booted a couple big things, and that takes a toll on pitchers. That takes a toll on defenses when you got to throw more, you got to be put into pressure situations that you should have been out of. But absolutely, that Justin Turner ball in the ninth inning, it just felt like that was it. It felt like runners on, there's a dong coming, they're walking it off. Hang it up, boys.
Plus having Lamont Wade, walk-off Wade, coming up.
What do they call him? Late night Lamont or whatever?
Yeah.
Good. That's a good name. It's cool.
It really is a good name. And, again, thank God the good guys wound up on the right side of things. For the Braves, Max Fried gets the ball, as you'd expect. He's been very good for the Bravos over the last few seasons. 14-7 this year, 3.04 ERA and 28 starts. Versus the Dodgers in 2021, two starts, 2.25 ERA over 12 innings pitched. Lifetime 1-2 with a 4.3 and 5 starts against LA. He's also a very, very good pitcher in Atlanta, and he's had a very good postseason so far in his lone start. Thoughts on Max Fried? Do you think the moment gets to him here, trying to best the Los Angeles Dodgers for the second year in a row, or hopefully, in his mind?
Hopefully,
yeah.
I mean, you look at his season and you look at the bottom line numbers, and they're not like eye popping. They're very good. A lot of his peripherals are very good too. But he finished the last 2 months of the season pitching phenomenally. Like, he was pretty much unhittable the last 2 months of the season, and that carried over into the division series. He shuts out the Brewers. I'm looking at the Turner boys to get it done, though. I mean, these are two guys that have had a lot of success against him. JT's 5 for 10 off of him in his career. Trey Turner's seen him, obviously, a lot from his time in Washington, 7 for 21. I mean, unfortunately, those are the two guys that have struggled the most, arguably, in the Dodgers offense, and those are the guys that you're kind of relying on to get the job done against a guy like Max Fried. Did you like the Albert Pujols start against Max Fried?
Yes, I don't know what his numbers are against him, but there's just something about AP 55, the Hall of Famer in the postseason. They posted a graphic as I jump ship here for a second. They posted a graphic late on Twitter last night after the evil Carlos Correa got his 55th postseason RBI, and he's right up there and like amongst postseason legends. You think he's like 5th or 6th all time postseason RBI with 55. With that 55th, he just passed Albert Pujols, who has 54 and is 7th on that list. Albert Pujols hasn't been at the postseason in like 10 years, which is just absurd to me. Well, it's not absurd. He went to Anaheim. That part makes sense, but it's absurd that
makes sense.
He has that many ribbies, that many postseason. If he had stayed in or come to LA or something, if he had stayed in St. Louis, he'd have like 1,000 postseason runs batted in by now. But on that note,
it'd be wild.
On that note, I think Theo finds a way to do something. So I guess I'm prematurely picked to clicking here. I think Albert does something magic tonight. He finds a way, and however many at bats he gets, he's not going to be in there the whole game, but he will find his way, to get on base, to make a difference in this game with the bats specifically. I do think he drops a dong pretty early in the game. I don't know, man. Left-hander in the postseason, Albert Pujols in Atlanta, where he's played a whole lot over his career. They're back to you in the closet.
In the room, yeah. I get it. Again, this is one of those things that comes down to defense for me. And you're looking at the defensive alignment, and you're like, all right, you got Pollo in left field, you got CT in center, and that's fine. But I don't know, man. There's something that doesn't always sit right with me with Albert starting, but I really hope that I'm wrong about it. I really hope he takes Max Fried deep, only gets like 2 at-bats in and gets pulled out of the game, and we're good. So if that's the case, let's do it. Let's rock. But I would definitely really, really, really love to see Albert pass Carlos Correa again tonight. That would feel good. I would feel real good about that.
C's McGee's, I'm guessing that's what it is. C's McGee's on YouTube throws a $4.99 super chat our way. Thank you very much. I would push the clap button, but I left the soundboard at home. The comment says character saying you rock whilst showing their pumped bicep. I don't know what that means, but whatever you're on, I'm in on it.
Did he like type out an emoji? Is that what that was?
I am guessing. Maybe it didn't let you emoji on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. We'll learn. We'll learn these
Yeah,
things. Maybe
we
you'll
will.
need to do another solo show so I could send another super chat and we, process. But
You
we're
figure it
figuring
out.
things
Yeah.
out. We got an Ariana Tatara. Is that a dear friend of ours? And I probably
That's what does Gary call her?
artichoke.
Artichoke.
But
Yeah.
we got a $5 super chat also from Ari saying, "Go Dodgers." Thank you, Ari. We appreciate you. We love you. Shada says shout out for the norms. Also, yeah, you don't need to pay. You
Oh,
don't need to pay to get the shout outs here, guys. God, you know what? Sometimes these notifications just aren't helpful. CK Chin is laying out I guess postseason rotation. Saying Max 2 starts, Walker 2 starts, Tony G 2 starts, Urias 1 start if it goes 7. I wouldn't go that route, but also you kind of might not have no choice now with the way things are lining up. I do like Max Scherzer starting Game 2, which has already pretty much been set in stone, because that gives you that option later in the series when you need him for a
yep.
game. Possibly even Game 5, but Game 6, Game 7, it just works out well. Guys, drop your predictions in the lineup. Who's your pick to click? The lineup is as such: Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Corey Seager, Justin Turner, Will Smith, Albert Pujols, A.J. Pollock, Chris Taylor, and Corey Knebel, who will not get an at-bat, and pinch hitter. As we know, Brooke is not allowed to call his shot because it's illegal. It has been banned by the internet, and that's just the way the ball bounces. I've already out and said Theo Albert Pujols is going to go yard, or at least make a difference in this game. So let's find a few people. Greg asks, "Is this a telethon?" No, we're running.
It's pretty good. I like that.
We're running a few more minutes over time than we wanted. I don't. Iris is frozen. I hope we're not broken, but
I've never seen that movie. Is it
let
good?
it go, man. Just let it go. Blah blah blah. We're waiting for some of those to come in. Chase says Pujols is 1 for 3 with a single in his career. I'm assuming against
Fried.
the Max Fried. Alan Boone says pick to click is Trey Turner. In a way, I'm gonna out you here and say that you did.
I said
You
nothing.
did have.
I said nothing.
It's like a fringy pick to click with the Turner boys popping up. By the way, a sailed loaner said pinch hit home run. So a sailed loaner saying the pinch hitter for Knebel's spot. LA Sports Fan getting a little ahead of us, saying 6-3 Dodgers the win. Also, guys, go ahead and drop your score predictions. Sports Fan says 2-run Theo bomb. So boom, I am an influencer, as we can say. Roach says Souza is my pick to pipe.
Sure. Classic. He's definitely sticking on the pick to pipe with Souza for a while. Baca says Lux goes yard. Iris also is picking Lux today, which is interesting since Lux isn't in there, but he can still go yard today. He can still come in there after Mr. Fried gets in there. John Dillon says AJ 2 bombs from AJ Pollock today. And man, if there is a guy who needs to hit 2 home runs in a postseason game right now, it is freaking AJ Pollock.
Yeah, we need to see some Poyo pop tonight because he's not going to get opportunities elsewhere. So he needs to take advantage. Dave is pretty much has turned this back into a platoon in left, a little bit in center. And, guys are stepping up in the absence of Max Muncy. And wherever bodies are moving and all that. I mean, Cody's stepping up at first in the absence of Muncy, who – so my sneaky suspicion is Max is a lot closer than we all think, and then the team is letting on. And do not be overly shocked to see a potential Evan Phillips removed, Max Muncy added to the roster somewhere in the middle of this series, possibly even in the travel day heading back to L.A. Just would not be shocked to see that one happen. But Rick,
why you got to do my boy Evan like that?
Because he couldn't even nail a Max Scherzer hug. Come on, guy. Jonathan Collins says TT and JT are going to go yard or just having a good game. Iris is 6-4 Dodgers. Philip Fountain. We haven't really found the cadence there, but he's our artist friend. Blue the Dodger Dog says Will goes deep. I was going to say Will. I had that first instinct for Will, but then I forgot he's absolute trash against left-handed pitching. Not absolute trash, but he's a flavor of garbage against left-handed pitching. Doug McCain in the stream as I stole his Brittany Mike Ginger Jesus bomb, JT bomb. Find us some scores and then let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Guys, make sure you drop your scores if you haven't already.
Is that
Roach is being good.
Is that a thing? Can you not replace a pitcher with a position player? I think you have.
I actually don't know the rule on that. I'm pretty sure you are, unless there's a limit. I don't believe there is, though. Leo in Venice says 3-1 Dodgers tonight. Trey Finn, a cycle. Wow, a cycle. Wow, I haven't heard that one called for a cycle a little bit. Iris says Dodgers 6-4. Roach says Dodgers 420, Braves 6.9. Nice. Way to go there, Roach. Keeping it classic. New trendsetter on YouTube says 4-2 Dodgers. Evelyn Jamie is also 4-2 Dodgers. A lot of 4-2 Dodgers in here. Sees McGee's. Barnes comes up clutch. Ooh. Dodgers win 5-2. Wow, I'd like to see that game. Clint, do you have a final score prediction? Because you're the Magic Man. Remember?
I am the Magic Man. My score predictions have been less than stellar.
Oh.
Yeah, but at least I've been, for the most part, nailing the wins losses. Man, the Dodgers do. I'm having a hard time with this one, man. That's why I even went neutral with my shirt. I just have, I'm like Rob Lowe wearing his NFL hat right now. Like, because I really got nothing. I feel confident about Tio, but I feel, I'm confident in saying I want the Dodgers to win. But you got a bullpen game. You got a hungry Atlanta offense. You got Jock somewhere lurking, ready to take, a homer-prone pitcher like Tony Gonsolin deep. Freddie Freeman is always going to be, Freddie Freeman. The third base dude who also moves out there, what's his name? Austin Riley? Is that who it is? Yeah,
Riley.
He had a 38 bomb year or something like that. Notably, they are missing Ronald Acuna. They are missing that pile of crap Marcell Ozuna. So there's not as much pop and power and scaries, but the gut wants to say it might be an L, but I'm going to force positivity. I'm going to say the Dodgers win it 4-2.
4-2. All right. I think you stole somebody else's score.
There's a few of them in there. We got a.
There's a few.
We had a 4-0 from who was it? Somebody. Gabriel. Gabriel on YouTube says you heard it here first. Dodgers shutting out the Braves 4-0. Sailed Loner says .com.
Just for you, Doug. Good thing you're
We got
listening.
a 5-2, we got a 4-1, we got a 6-3, we got a 4-3. In the chat here, it's Pulse says 7-4. Tina G Man, our friend Tina G Man says we got this. I like that. Hamilton, who's late to being at my house or not. I don't really know when he's going to get here allegedly, but he says 5-2. All Dodgers runs come after the third inning, as they've been known to. Oh, step back, Wolf. They also don't have Jorge Soler right now, but they'll be getting him back at some point as he comes off of the COVID IL. But that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed surviving along with us. Brooke, we hope you survive and make it through the night. With your chicken poisoning or whatever you may have going right now. If Brooke lives, you can find him and me on the internet at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to this podcast. We are the Blue Heaven Podcast, and we're available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, all these spots where your podcasts are available for free. We live there. Make sure you check out the Dodgers Nation fan app. We're playing for a $100 Amazon gift card right now. If you call your shot on the predictive game in the games, update your app if you already have it and you don't see that. What was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, as soon as the game is over, we'll have a winner, and you could play the next game already. Get your picks in on that predictive game. Win a gift card while you're at it.
Yeah, go get some money. Do that, guys. Guys, I am at BrookMe3. That guy on one of the sides of me, I forget which one it is. I think it's that way. He's at RealFRG. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We're at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and Instagram as well. Follow along with us all postseason long. Doug will be doing the post games. Follow him too. He's around. He's the best. He has a Brittany mic as well. We appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Go Dodgers. Please don't lose. Goodbye.
Bye. That's Brittany, right?